Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Ranking Member, and welcome, Mr. Kumar. It's good to have you here, and thank you very much for your willingness to serve. You know, the statutory mission of the Commercial Service is to promote the export of goods and services from the United States, particularly by small businesses and medium-sized businesses. And as I am sure you know, the U.S. is currently engaged in negotiations over two major trade agreements, the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership. Both of these will have huge impact on the ability of small businesses to export their goods. So is the Commercial Service involved in these ongoing negotiations?
Senator, I'm not in a position to answer the details of that question, but at a high level, I understand that the Global Markets team has been involved in supporting other agencies in these negotiations.
Well, then let me ask it this way. If you are confirmed as head of the Commercial Service, what will you do to make sure that the voices of smaller exporters are heard during these trade negotiations?
Senator, I'll keep your suggestions certainly in mind, and we have some advisory I understand that Commerce has some advisory councils as well, which are formal mechanisms to get those voices heard. But I take your point very seriously and would look forward to working on them if confirmed.
All right. Well, I thank you. You know, I just want to make the point that these negotiations are critically important to the future of the American economy, and it's imperative that smaller businesses have a voice in the negotiations, whether it's through the Commercial Services or other participants in the negotiations. But I think it's critical, and I appreciate your commitment on this point. I had another question, and that is, according to Commercial Services' most recent annual report, over 85% of the companies the Commercial Service assisted in the past year had fewer than 500 employees. Now, that's a really strong track record in supporting smaller businesses, and I hope you will be able to at least maintain that record as you go forward. But I also noticed in this report that the Commercial Services Advocacy Center, which helps promote companies that are bidding on foreign public sector contracts, works far less often with small companies. And so I wanted to ask why you think that is and what you could do to change that if you're confirmed.
Senator, I'm not in a position to, I don't have the knowledge today to answer those questions, but I certainly look forward to learning more about them and seeing what needs to be done, working with my teams.
Well, good. I appreciate that. Because it seems somewhat anomalous within the organization that you have such a good track record in one area, but certainly worthy of concern.
I'm very enthusiastic about the work of the Global Advocacy team in Commerce.
Yes, but we want to make sure that they're serving the small and medium businesses. So if I could just ask one more question, and then we'll be done. What are the primary barriers you see for small businesses that are looking to export their goods? And are there areas where the Commercial Service could use additional assistance, whether it's from Congress or it's elsewhere?
So I think to the first question, what are the barriers? There are really two sets. One is by country is quite nuanced. Some countries there's regulatory complexity, infrastructure issues, intellectual property, etc. The other, and those areas, you know, the Commercial Service helping, almost Sherpa-like, helping the small and medium enterprise is very valuable. The other area is, in fact, just the lack of visceral understanding of the opportunity that exists among small and medium enterprises about the global market. And that's an area, the whole idea of creating a global orientation, a global fluency for our business, that's another area where the Commercial Service can contribute.
Well, good. I thank you very much. I think that the President has made increasing our exports a top priority, and I agree with him that expanding exports, particularly by smaller companies, can help speed our economic recovery and strengthen our middle class. So I wish you Godspeed in this work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.